Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Hello, early learners. It's me, Mrs. Read-Wright. Welcome back to the art room. You know we're doing 26 days in a row of the alphabet, and we're all the way up to the letter V. And letter V is for violin. And you know the violin is an instrument that you put under your chin, and it has a bow that goes across strings, and it makes different sounds, and you move your fingers on it. I'm going to sing a hello song that's kind of a music song, and it's called Let's Make Some Noise, and it goes like this. Let's make some noise, we girls and boys. We've got a voice, so let's make some noise. Let's make some noise, we girls and boys. Hey, we've got a voice, so let's make some noise. So I will do the drum to it, and you can do any kind of percussion that you have. And we'll just do it through one verse because we have another big project today. So I have this drum that really I can wear it across my shoulder, but I can hold it like this as long as I'm not touching the drum head, because you would hear it like this if I did, but without it. Let's make some noise, we girls and boys. We've got a voice, so let's make some noise. There we go. Let me put this away. I have a few really interesting instruments in here I can't wait to show you during the week. Today, though, we're going to sing the ABCs of art and see how we have, each word has a different, each letter has a different word that goes with it. Ready? A, B, C, D, E of art. That's the way that we will start. U for umbrella, violin for V. W for window, we can see. X is for X's, Y yarn squiggles for me. Warhol, zebra ends the alphabet, A, B, C. Alrighty, today is Marc Chagall. And we know about Marc Chagall that he lived in a place in Russia, and most of his art tells a story. And it's either a story of something that happened to him or something that he imagined or dreamed. Now, he often has goats in his picture, and down here a goat is playing a violin. The violin's under the goat's chin, and even though you can barely see it, the bow is right there. But look at the cellist. The cellist, the whole body is the cello. And he also has a big bow that he draws across the strings. And the face is kind of Picasso-ish. It has a man's face looking straight ahead and a woman's face looking off to the side. She has either white hair or it might be a bridal veil that she's wearing. And like he usually does, a lot of his background is blue. And here are the buildings in his little city in Russia. So what I'd like to do today is to make a cello body and start making the person's head and legs and make the goat, and I'll cut out a violin for the goat to hold. So let's set aside all of this paper and get the table up on my lap. I have a piece of blue paper as my background color, and I'm going to start by making the cello look kind of like the one from Chagall. So I'm going to bring it down as my inspiration. I have my pastels in case I want to add the bridal veil or any of the other things. Now on this, the cello is shaped round and it goes in like a waist and out around again. So you can either just freehand cut it out round. Remember how I teach you to put your fingers where you're going to do it and go in and back down. Or you can use a pencil to draw it and try and cut the pencil marks off so that it doesn't show up so much. But I have to make an attempt. Oh, my glue stick just jumped off. We'll use another one that's up here. Let me get this. So I'm going to think the picture needs to have part of the cello showing, but not everything, because we still need to add the legs. So I'm going to first start out with a rectangle, and I will do the rectangle like this. Now, if you would like it to be perfectly spaced, you can fold it in half to cut yours and make sure that it goes that way. But I think I'm just going to start out with a curve at the top. So here's my curve, and I stop at that place. And I think it goes down and makes a waistband in the middle and back down to this bottom part. And I think maybe I made the waist part a little too high, so I'm going to make the top part of the cello a little slimmer. And that's the part that is okay for you to do, is just change the shape of things. If you open it up and it's not the right shape, you think, oh, that wasn't so good. Let me try it again. And then I folded it in half and made it look better. That is better. And I'm going to use a little brown to make sure that I know that it has a little waist right there. And I can color it in later and rub it in. But I want to make sure that I have this glued on here so I know how big to make my goat at the bottom. So here is my big cello, and I'm putting it here. Now I know I have room for his legs, and I have room for his head up here. Now down at the bottom, I am going to make sure that I draw my goat. And the goat has a shaped head that's like an egg shape. So I'm going to make an egg-shaped head for my goat so that when it's time to put the violin there, I'll know exactly how big to make the violin. I'm putting the goat's 2 horns, and I'm going to put his ear and his other ears next to that other horn. He has a neck. Now you know I can just do all of this and color it in. I want to make sure that I don't color over his eye. So I'm making an eye shape here and making it kind of dark so I can see it and put the black mark in there. Now I can make the smile that he's smiling up at the cello player, and he has a nostril. So I'm just making a little bumpy nose there. That way when I color around, I don't mix in with a black pastel because the black pastel would smudge. So I used a colored pencil. If you decide you want to use your crayons, that's another good choice for you. Now there's my goat's head and neck. I'm going to put a colored coat on him. And since Marc Chagall likes blue so well, I'm using a blue background. So I'm going to have to make my goat's clothes a different color. I'm putting just a little slice for his jacket. I know his arms have to go out to hold the cello or the violin, so I'm putting it out. His back is going back and his bottom goes like this, and he has on a robe. I think he woke up from his dream and found that there was a cello player outside his window because they're in that village. So you just make a body however you want. You could have your goat standing because oftentimes violinists will stand while they play too. And I will have another arm will come out and he'll have a hand to put his violin on. I'm going to make his violin smaller, and it's going to look kind of like a number 8. So I'm going to put first the outside, or a snowman kind of, a bigger part on the bottom and up, and it's going to need a part where he holds it out. So I'm going to make a rectangle, maybe a little skinnier. And I will glue that to the violin and put that on there. And so it can go up to his chinny chin chin. Yep, I'm going to put that all glued on the back, put it under his chinny chin chin, and I can see that his sleeve needed to come out a little bit more, so I will do that with my pastels. So his green sleeve will come out so that I can put his hand that will hold the pieces. We know he's going to be playing his bow, so I'm going to put his hand for the bow and this hand to put his fingers on the strings. There we go. And I can add more color for his sleeve to go behind. And maybe I'll give him some black shoes and boots. Maybe he has some tall boots in that wintry day because it looks as if there's snow in the background. Maybe I better give him his chair. Put it under his bottom and some legs for his chair. All right, and some strings for him to play. And the circle. I think I will start putting on his cello player's body. And I'm going to use a neck. And I'll make the head shape, and I'll put the face on later. But I need to show you how the face is on there. And the man is wearing a shirt. So I'm going to put his white shirt with my pastels, which will cover over these dark colored crayons. And he has a lapel on his jacket, which I think I will make him have a fancy one. A fancy lapel goes down. But then his cello stick has to come up in the middle. So let me get a piece of the brown and have it come forward. Maybe I'll use the darker brown so it shows up and goes up in the front of him. And the strings will be there. Down. Oh, that will be good. It looks kind of like it's his tie. I will paste this on here. I'll put on the strings. You see how much we'll get finished today, boys and girls? Not a lot, but it will be enough where you can see how this is working. And I know that we need a place that holds the strings to the instrument itself. And oftentimes the part where they connect it to the bottom of the instrument is a black piece. Now tomorrow we're going to be doing the letter W for window. And when we do the window, we're going to be using some white paper and glue and blue background again. And we're going to use tempera paint and brushes and water. And I think that if you don't have those, just bring the tools that you know that you have and that you can use. I think I want to remember that I want to put this kind of wedding bridal veil off to the side. Boys and girls, I sure enjoyed having you here today. I'm going to set this on the suitcase so that we can sing goodbye to one another. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all my friends. Boys and girls, we have had 3 projects that I have thought about. Would the children do those and send them to me? I would really like to see your work. And I wanted to tell you also, I've been trying to say hello to my friends at Lawless Elementary School. There was Isla and Aiden and Edward, Giovanni, and Laith. I hope to see you tomorrow, boys and girls, and I will be calling out more of Mrs. Nersessian's children's names. So until then, thanks for joining me. Bye, boys and girls.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.